Our next recipe is a banana nut cobbler. Just such an amazing sweet treat and so simple. If you are a family with children, this is great to do with your kids because you can get their hands in there and get all your hands in there and just smush. So kids love this recipe and big kids as well. So this is absolutely delicious and super fun to make. So it's a banana nut cobbler. Just a few simple ingredients. Our first ingredient, we're going to use 8 very ripe bananas. So of course here we have a peeled banana that's actually very, very ripe. We have gone ahead and pre-mushed these bananas up. So we have that here. We have the bananas all ready to go in this bowl, which is wonderful. Now with bananas, you're going to want to find very, very ripe bananas. And what I mean by that is we don't want to be using anything green. So no green bananas in this case because that is not a ripe banana and that is not going to have the sugars broken down enough. It's not going to create the sweetness that we want and we're not going to digest that as well either. So we want a banana that actually has a lot, that's yellow and has a lot of brown speckles. That would be a ripe banana and that would be the perfect bananas that are really ripe for this particular recipe. So we've started with 8 very ripe bananas, and to our bananas we're going to add 6 pitted dates that have been chopped. Now we've gone ahead and done that for the recipe ahead of time. Now of course your dates, you're going to find your dates. They look like this. We're using medjool dates today, and inside the date you're just going to squeeze and you're going to find a pit inside that date. You're going to want to remove those pits. So I just very, very easily and gently squeezed the date and that pit came right out. So that's what we want to do before we start chopping anything up. But you'll just very easily with a knife go ahead and chop up the dates as we've done here. And you're going to add that to the bananas. And our next ingredient for our banana nut cobbler is 1 cup of walnuts. Now, optimally, we're going to want to use a raw walnut, and we're going to want to go ahead and soak those walnuts overnight or for approximately 8 hours. Now what that's going to do is it's going to soften up the walnuts for us to make it, beautiful and perfect for this recipe, but it's also going to release any enzyme inhibitors that are in that walnut. We want to remove those because they do block absorption of key vitamins and minerals. We want to let that go. We also want to unlock the protein potential that is in this walnut, all the potential that's in the walnut, all the healing benefits in the walnut, including the healing benefits for our brain. Now I'm going to go ahead and empty the water from these walnuts. So what I'm going to do with the walnuts is I'm just going to really quickly chop them up a little bit. Now if you're in the kitchen with your children, they can break these up or you can do the chopping, but they can always break these up with their hands. And just chopping them up a little bit, giving them a nice rough cut to make them small for the recipe. So we're going to have almond slivers in there, almond pieces, all broken up. Wonderful. And it's going to give it a nice crunch to this amazing sweet dessert. And we're using 1 cup of walnuts. So this was 1 cup of walnuts that had been soaked overnight or for approximately 8 hours. And I'm just roughly chopping them up. You can chop them, you can keep them kind of big, or you can chop them really tiny, whatever you prefer. Sometimes it all depends on what size bowl you're going to put it in. So if you're just putting them in little tiny bowls, then maybe chopping them up nice and fine would be the best. And our last ingredient for this very simple and delicious banana nut cobbler is coconut flakes. So this is 2 cups of shredded coconut, and this is actually organic shredded coconut that we have found at a health food store, but you could very easily find this at your grocery store as well. So what it is it's unsweetened coconut flake. Okay, so we're going to add coconut flakes straight to the bowl here, and this is 2 cups of shredded coconut flake. Okay. And this is the fun part. Now, if you're doing this with your children, or if you're a big kid at heart and you want to just play in the kitchen, this is the time where you can actually get your hands in your food, get on in there and just squish. Now today, I'm going to go ahead and just use this fork. And we're going to go ahead and just mix this up. As a matter of fact, maybe even a spatula would actually work a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and just mix this up all together. Get it all nice and blended. There it is. It's that simple. So 4 very simple ingredients for our banana nut cobbler. We have bananas, we have dates, we have we have walnuts, and we have shredded coconut. So that's bananas, dates, walnuts, and shredded coconut. And that's all there is. Wonderful. And here we have our delicious banana nut cobbler. Enjoy.